stroke survivor David Jordan scored in a fundraising football match he organized for fellow sufferers, months after having to learn how to walk again. And the game at Stoke City's Bet365 stadium helped to raise £4,200 for the Stroke Association as the 38-year-old's friends and colleagues took to the pitch to score for charity. Less than a year ago, the father of 3, of Newcastle, suffered a stroke, and was later approached by the association, who offered help as he spent 9 weeks recovering at home. David, who works as a social media manager at Bet365, says his symptoms began when he felt dizzy and overheated. He said, "I thought the shower had just been too hot, but when I got into work I still felt unwell, so came straight home. I had a really painful headache. It was still there by the evening, so my wife Aileen called an ambulance and they said it was a migraine." Father of 3 David Jordan at the charity match: "The next day I started being sick and had completely lost my balance, so she called again and I was taken to hospital. Medics revealed that David had suffered a stroke. It was revealed an artery in his neck had burst and damaged the part of the brain which controls balance." David spent a week in hospital and that had to embark on the road to recovery. He said, "I had to relearn how to walk, which was quite weird, but fortunately, my movement came back quicker than I expected. At first it was like I had bad vertigo. I moved an inch and it was like I was falling. I was able to slowly walk out of hospital." David was approached by the Stroke Association, who offered their services, and while he didn't end up using them, he knew he wanted to help. It is estimated 152,000 strokes occur in the UK every year, with 1 in 5 proving fatal. David said, "I feel very fortunate. My first thought was, what am I going to tell my friends? It's usually older generations who have strokes. It was strange, but you kind of just get on with it." To support the Stroke Association, David organized a football match at Stoke City's home where his colleagues lined up against his friends from outside work. He said, "None of this would have been possible without the help from my friends and family. We set about seeking sponsors and put on a raffle with prizes ranging from tickets to the races to a signed Michael Owen England kit. The team lines up ahead of the match, which raised £4,200. The match itself was fantastic. We had access to the changing rooms and even walked out from the tunnel with our kids. The final score was 3-1 to my team. I even scored the final goal, which was the icing on the cake." In addition to the match, there was a raffle and evening disco with the events on May 26, raising £4,200. Kat Winstanley, regional fundraiser at the Stroke Association, said, "Every year we help tens of thousands of stroke survivors and their families through our range of services and free helpline, but we can only do this through the generosity of people like David. We are incredibly grateful to David, his friends, and family, for choosing to support the Stroke Association. The fantastic amount raised will go a long way towards helping more stroke survivors and their families to rebuild their lives."